Hey, what's up, you guys? It is Tyler, and welcome to American Horror Story episode American Horror Story Hotel, episode 3, Mommy Review. Yes, it is me, your boy, the man who gets dislikes in every single American Horror Story video because for some reason people think it's the actual video, even though in the title I said many times that it's a review. Guys, this is a review, not the video. I'm sorry if you're looking for the video, but I don't want to get my channel taken down. So this is not the video. Please don't hit that dislike button once again. I'm here to review American Horror Story Hotel, episode 3, Mommy. This episode was better than the other two. I am still confused about what's happening. This episode elaborated on it, so I'm not as confused, but I'm still confused a little bit, if you see where I'm coming from. But like I always do, let's just get down to what this episode had to offer. So we started off with Tristan. He was walking around in hotel room number... I don't believe it was 64. I believe this is another hotel room. So, yeah, believe it or not, this might have been a whole nother hotel room, because I don't think he was in room 64. This room 64 has like different apartments and all this other stuff, but no. Okay, so Tristan was walking on this hotel room where Mr. March supposedly used to live, and he's like, Mr. March, where are you? He didn't say that, but he's like saying, I know all this stuff about you. You can come out now. I know where you were born. I know that you're a Scorpio. This, that, the third, trying to get him to come out. So he lays on his bed, and then he finally disappears right there. And he's like, really now? You heard about me? I mean, I can't impersonate his voice too well. Basically, Tristan tells him, I followed behind your word and I killed someone. I love it. Tristan tells him that he likes what he does, and he's like, I knew you would come around. Basically, something like that. So while they're in mid-conversation, the new owner of the hotel, Wildrake. You can't just say Wildrake. I said Wildrake. Like Lady Gaga says it. So Wildrake comes in with Naomi Campbell's character and his son. And he's like, well, what are you doing in my hotel? What are you doing in my room? And he's like, just hanging around. like SpongeBob, just hanging around. And I forgot what they said. He did ask him because, the scar, he cut himself in his face in the second episode. And because he, sucked on Lady Gaga's blood boob and, absorbed, became a vampire, his scar healed. So he's like, what happened to your scar? It's not there anymore. And he's, touching his face. And then he's like, don't touch me. And then he tells them, Wildrake tells him, I want you out of my hotel by the time I get back here. And he's like, yeah, whatever. So then Mr. March appears with his servants or whatever. And he's like, don't touch any of these rooms or on this level or something like that. And he says, don't worry, I already got it down. Main title sequence happens. This part really doesn't matter way too much. I feel like the camera should be facing down a little more. No, facing up now. That's good. Okay, then we get to Chloe Sevigny's character. I keep on forgetting her character name, but I just like that name so much, Chloe Sevigny. I like that name. So I'm not only my character name, I'm still gonna call her Chloe Sevigny. So you get the Chloe Sevigny's character. She's the mom, and she's with this kid who has the measles again, and she's trying to I think he has some type of seizure or something, and she has to call in the paramedics. Then she starts talking to the mom about how she once had a child named Holden, and how she loved Holden more than she loved Holden more than she loved her husband, and more than she loved her own daughter. She just loved Holden, and how she loved the smell of lavender that he always had. And that when he got abducted, she would like cry herself to sleep every night, and she was just like, "What's the whole point of living?" It's like it was just so hard for me to go on without my boy. I thought that was like it's kind of weird how it's like I understand you lost your one son, and I can see how you might not want to go on living because it's like the one you've been raising is just like gone now. But it's just like you do have another daughter, but I'm not a parent, so I don't know. I'm not a parent, so I can't really say from her perspective or any other person's perspective because I'm not a parent once again. But it did kind of run me the wrong way. I was like, you did have another daughter. I mean, you did have another child. Just saying. So then she like cuts her wrist and then she like sits in a tub so that way she could like kind of kill herself. But the detective saves her, and then they go to they figure out that she's like kind of like thinking about this all in her head, and she's actually at a family therapist, I believe, with her daughter and a detective, and they're talking about how they're telling her daughter how just explain what you saw, and she's like explaining that I saw him in a hotel and he was wearing this, that, and the third, and he was doing all this and that. She's like, and then the mom's like, well, you got to describe every single detail. And then she says he smelled like lavender, and then the mom just looks at her like, my son, basically, because you remember how I said that she was talking about how her son just smelled like lavender. Yeah, so that was a little bit creepy to her, I should say. Then we get back to Naomi Campbell's character. She's in a hotel and she's kind of like getting herself undressed. She's about to go to sleep. She's in the bathroom. She's rinsing her face. She looks into the this like mirror or table type thing, and an addiction demon pops up. It's a jump. I think it's like one of the first jump scares in the whole thing because I almost sharded myself. No, I'm just kidding. I almost. The water in the toilet starts bubbling, and she's like, oh, what's happening? So then she goes to go lay down. Mind you, I feel like she really didn't even care about what just happened. She went to go lay down. She lays down in her bed, and all of a sudden, these hands come out from out of the mattress and just like they start choking at her. And then it's like the guy from the first episode. The guy from the first episode who got raped by the addiction demon was in the mattress. This is the second time we've seen somebody in the mattress. So he was just in the mattress. He comes out. Naomi Campbell's character grabs these scissors to try to kill him, but he grabs the scissors from her and just starts stabbing her. Just like, oh my God, Jesus Christ. Then we get to a scene with the detective, and he's at this office area where he's investigating a crime because everybody in the office is dead. I believe all the deaths are located to this one thing. It's like one of the 10 Commandments again. One of the women there, she got shot in the head, and then her tongue is like like this, and then someone just like took a nail and just like bam, 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 right to her tongue. Nailed her tongue to the table. Nailed all their tongues to the table, actually, now that I'm looking at it right now. And one of the weird things about it is that on everyone's computer, they were looking at Barack Obama. I'm about to say, yo, Barack Obama's about to appear in this episode. About to have an issue. So then he's at the hotel, and the guy who just killed Naomi Campbell's character, he goes up to him, and he's like grabbing him, he's like, help me, help me, help me. And he's like, wait, what's happening? Why didn't you just kill that girl? Or maybe he's feeling remorse. I don't know. So that's what happens. I'm just fast forwarding through this commercial break, making sure I get everything. Don't want to miss any parts. So then we get back to the hotel, and Tristan's up there with Will Drake. And basically, as you can't have a single scene in American Horror Story if there's not seduction. So Tristan's over there, and he's talking to Will Drake, and he's trying to seduce him because it's not gay if you're going to kill them afterwards. So he seduces him, and they start kissing. And he pulls out, I believe, a pocket knife out of his back pocket, and he's about to like kill him and suck his blood. And then Lady Gaga is right in the doorway. She's like, no, don't do it. And then boy, and he says, another time. We don't know why she told him no, but it's gonna come later on in this episode. So then we get back to the guy who just choked and stabbed Naomi Campbell's character. He is in a hospital. He's being rushed to the ER because he's all beat up and looking all disgusting. Because mind you, he did get raped by Dixon, even I think he's dead. So he's like spazzing out, having this spazzing out and whatnot. And then the detective is there with him, and then he starts saying, I'm sorry. And then the detective stops everyone because they're trying to rush into the ER. He's like, why are you sorry? And then he's like, I killed her. And then he's like, you killed who? He's like, I killed that black girl. I thought he's like, oh, he didn't say the black girl. He's like, I killed that black girl. I thought it was that junkie whore. She's like, Sally? And he's like, yeah, I thought it was her. And then he just like, and then I think the nurse is trying to like revive him, and he's like chewing their hands away, like trying to let himself die. And he has a seizure and dies. Sad ending. Okay, then we get back to the hotel. I believe detective is up at his hotel room, and he goes across the room and he sees Sally, and he's like, okay, well, what did you do? And she's like working around the question, basically smoking a cigarette like she does in every single scene, and crying like she does in every single scene. So basically he's trying to question her, and she's getting all up in his face, all up in his ears, and he's like, well, there's another way you could do this or whatever. And then she's like making these like, that tongue is red. Hates me, Jolly Ranchers. So then she's like just trying to seduce him. I'm like, oh my god. So then they go into the elevator, and I'm like, are we about to see another sex scene? I'm about to start having a sex scene count for every single episode of American Horror Story. They go into the elevator, and he's trying to question her, but she's like grabbing his crotch, and she's like, feeling on him and whatnot, trying to get close to him, like, trying to seduce him, but not trying to seduce him. Like they're about to kiss, but they're not kissing. You get what I'm saying. She starts licking his ear and rubbing his crotch some more. And then like the lighting in the whatchamacallit, in the elevator, it just starts flashing because she's about to kiss him. And then you see the addiction demon in the background, like, I'm ready to rape this guy. Because, and then the lights cut out and they come back on. She's not in the elevator more, but he is. And it's like, she's a ghost. And then we get to an actual part of this. Then we get to the actual part of the story that actually makes sense. Then we get to Will Drake. Not Will Drake. Lady Gaga's ex-boyfriend. I still can't think of anyone's name. Lady Gaga's ex-boyfriend, Matt Bomer. We get to Matt Bomer, and he's walking into a hotel, and his mom, the receptionist, comes in to greet him, and he's like, no, don't touch me. I still don't like. She's like, I found all these houses on Craigslist. We can finally move out of this place. And she's like, I found this place. What do you think? And he's just like, to the people. He's like, I would rather live in some slums filled with piss and shit and all this other stuff before I live under the same roof as you. This dude is just hates his mom. And then he's just like, and then she's like, you're just going through a phase. And he's like, no, I haven't. I've hated you for this long or whatnot. And then she's like, I have raised you. I nursed you. I fed you. I basically took care of you. And just about every single time he was coming back with something, he was just like, I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. It was so sad in a way, because it's like, you can see that she loves him dearly, and she's just like, I hate you. Well, not she. every single time, just shooting her, just shooting her down. And then at one point she starts crying, and it was like it was an a-hole move because she started crying, and then oh yeah, because she said, well, what am I gonna do if I'm not your mother? Like, who am I if I'm not your mother? Because he's about to leave. Who am I if I'm not your mother? And then he turns back around and it looks like he's about to say something like, reassuring or something nice. He gets on one knee and he's holding her hand and he's like, you can kill yourself. And I was like, Jesus Christ. This dude must really hate her. I'm like, I'm not understanding why. I mean, because she didn't let him die, I guess. I don't know. So then he's like out in this not desolate. He's in like these slums where like all the homeless people live at, basically. He's walking across there and he's killing them and sucking their blood because that's what vampires do at night. So he comes across this one guy or gal. It's blurred, so you can't see who it is, but he's just walking up to her and he pulls out a knife. He's like, hey, what are you doing here? And he's walking up to her, and then she turns around. I mean, I don't know if she hit him or what, but she did something to knock him out. And it was Angela Bassett's character, Ramona Royale. That's one of the first characters that I actually knew right off the bat, aside from the Countess. Ramona Royale, Angela Bassett's character. She throws him in the trunk, and then we go on from there. We're fast forwarding. So now we're back at the hotel with the detective and Chloe Sevigny. I'm gonna call her Chloe Sevigny. So Chloe Sevigny is talking about how this isn't working and how the meeting's still not working, and she gives him he says that he thinks that he's going crazy, and then she pulls out this like envelope and he opens it and it's divorce papers. I was like, oh. And he's like, no, please don't leave me. He's like, it's best for both of us that we just split up. It's like, this isn't helping you. It's only making us worse. It's putting a stress on both of our lives. It's not helping our daughter, us being together. Like, we just got to split apart. And he's like getting all tore up inside. He's like, no, you can't leave me. Give me another chance. And he's just like, I know it's been hard. And like, there's been like so much shade though in this episode. It was funny. And he's like, I know it's been hard at home without me. And then she's just like, no, actually, it's been a lot better without you at home. I was like, I actually started laughing a little bit. I'm like, oh my God, why is there being so much shade thrown here? Jesus Christ. I know it's probably hard without me being home, trying to support you. No, that's been much better without you being home. So he's like all breaking down. He's like, there's something wrong with me. I think I'm losing my mind. And now she's comforting him, which is the best thing. Hold on. Don't do that. Then we get to another scene with the Countess and Will Drake. And they're talking. And they're talking some more. And then Lady Gaga somehow starts making out with him because Lady Gaga is the biggest thought in this whole entire show. She really is, guys. Lady Gaga is a whole thought in this show. So she's making out with him, and then Tristan comes in. He's like, you don't get to share my dish, something like that. So she leaves, and then she goes downstairs. So he follows behind her, and he says, why are you cheating on me? Why did you leave me? He's like, don't act immature. Basically, he's like, I just go man to man, cheating on people, sucking their blood, making them my own creations. And then she explains how maybe this will be one part of the episode where I get to let you guys in on her past, because I don't. Here we go.
And then I met Bernie. Madoff was very good at
this is her explaining how she's broke
from their money, because he'd make you beg to give it to him. All my rich friends got richer, 20% return every year. but he wouldn't take mine. Not until he could get it all. The stocks, the bonds, the hotel. Barney went to prison. I lost everything.
So that's why you didn't want me to kill Drake?
Well, Drake can't die until after I marry you and take every goddamn penny.
Not only is she a thought, she's a gold digger as well. Basically, what she's saying is she signed a deal with this guy, and then the guy went to jail. So with all her money, she was broke. So it's like in order for her to get her money back, she has to marry this rich man, Will Drake. And once he gets that money, drinks his blood, probably gonna kill him instead. And now she's rich again. So Lady Gaga is a gold digger now. So now we're getting back to the scene with the detective and Chloe Sevigny. She's comforting him, telling him to drink these pills so that way he'll start calming down. They're laying on a bed and he's trying to comfort him. And then he pulls her in and they start kissing. And then he says, let's have another baby. And then she's just like, no, wait, what am I doing? As soon as he said that, she just like got up and she's like, no. Thank you for reminding me that I do not like you still. The divorce papers are on the table. If you have any more questions, please call your lawyer. I mean, that's literally what she said, but you get that. So now she's walking down a hallway. She's about to go into that elevator. The elevator's not working. Boo-hoo. She walks down the hallway and she sees Naomi Campbell's character, the model, and she's saying some bull crap. It doesn't really matter what she's saying. But she's creepy as hell, basically. So she goes down the other hallway. She starts speeding up, and then she sees, who does she see? She sees Holden. She's just like she's like so dazed, so confused. And she's like walking down the hallway. She's like, wait, who? I know this is my son. So she gets down there. So now the mother's seen him, the father's seen him, and the little girl has seen him. So it's like everyone has seen him. Everybody knows that he lives there. So she's like, Holden? And he's like, hi, Mom. Hi, Mommy. But it was cute. No, I mean, it wasn't cute. I mean, we didn't elaborate anymore on what happened after that, because after that, the only scenes we saw were from, about the okay, so then we get to another scene, which were only the final scenes of the show. It is of Hypodermic Sally and the receptionist, Kathy Bates. So she's in a bed with she's not in the bed with her. She's laying on a bed, and then Hypodermic Sally is at bedside. And she's pretty much telling her, and the receptionist is telling her, like, so you're sure this is going to kill me? Like, she has the needle there and everything. She's like, are you sure this is going to kill me? She's like, yeah, I'm sure this will. It should kill you. And he's like, are you sure you want me to do this? Because it's like, I think it's like her soul can't be like entirely freed if she's there. So it's like, if you die, my soul could be free. So it's like, are you entirely sure that everything you have done has been fulfilled? And she's like, yeah. I mean, I did miss the key part there, because she was talking about how her son hates her, and it's like, there's no point in living now if my son hates me. And then she asked, are you sure you want to like die? Because it's like, or if there's anything left you have to do or anything. It's like, if you stay here, I can't leave. I can't like skip going to the afterlife, whatever. I'm still stuck here, having to roam the halls or whatever. So then she injects her. We don't know if she dies yet, because then we go to a scene with Matt Bomer, and he's like hooked up to this thing where his blood is being drained like an IV. So Ramona Royale turns around. Angela Bassett doing her voice as usual. I think that's like her normal tone of voice, because it's like, in every single season I've seen her in, she talks exactly the same. I think that's how she really talks. I don't know. So then we see her backstory. We've seen that she was a movie star, a very popular movie star. She's rising to the top. And then she went into the hotel and she saw the Countess and they seduced each other because this is American Horror Story and everyone has to seduce each other. So they're in the bed and Lady Gaga, she's like, whoosh, pulls out her finger. It's like, here, suck on my blood, booby. So then she cuts her boob and Angela Bassett starts licking it and, you know, taking the blood from her boob. So then we get to hotel CGI, basically, showing all the time periods they were in. So looks like Ramona Royale and the Countess were together for like quite a while. She was saying how the only thing that like really like spread them apart is that I can love her, but like she was never permanently mine because she will always, because, you know, once again, Lady Gaga is a thought in this show. But then a rapper came in. I don't know who this rapper is, but she's like, I thought I could never love anyone but her until I saw him. The most dreamy guy I've ever saw in my entire life. And then we get to, I thought I would still the Empire for a second because we're in this recording studio and the dude's over here like rapping. I'm like, that's what's over the Empire accidentally? I wasn't trying to watch the show. I'm like, oh yeah. Then after the recording session, they started having sex and I'm like, yep, never mind. This is American Horror Story, definitely. Definitely American Horror Story. So after he seduces her, because she does the thing Lady Gaga does, she like cuts her boob. It's like, here, suck on my blood, booby. And he makes him a vampire now. So she comes into the room to find the Countess is there, and everybody in the studio is dead now. And the Countess looks so just like, in Lady Gaga, she just looks so messed up and sad and whatnot. She's like, you thought I could. She's like, I thought you were mine or whatever, something like that. So the rapper pulls out a gun and she's like, who are you? And she's like, no, please put the gun away. And then she's like, she says something and she just turns the gun around and makes him shoot himself. And then Ramona's like, it was okay if she, what did she say? She's like, she was perfectly fine with having creations, but as long as her creations, she was fine with being the creator, but as long as her creations weren't creating anything. So basically, it's like she can make vampires, but as long as her vampires aren't making vampires, she's okay with it. So it was like, as soon as Ramona started making another one, she's like, nope, and just shut it down and shot the vampire. Because she's like, I'm Queen Bee. Only I can reproduce. Only I can make other vampires, basically. And Ramona said, the only way I could ever get back at her is if I take away those children, like the little children that are in her little white room with the games and everything. So she says, I'm gonna use you in order to get to her. And then he's like, I got dumped last Tuesday. And she's like, you can go. So he gets out of there and leaves. Fast forwarding. Okay, so now Matt Bomer is talking to Liz Taylor at the bar, and they're over there talking, and he's talking about how much he hates his mother and how he doesn't understand why she treated her the way she did. And he's like, well, I could just find some other person. And then Liz is like, it doesn't matter who you find. You can find someone who will screw you better, who will cook for you better, who can do this and that for you better. But only one person loves you more than all of them, and that's your mother. And he speaks the truth. So this makes Matt Bomer have a change of heart, and he goes upstairs to go and talk to her. At this point, I believe Hypodermic Sally has injected her, like shot her up like so much to the point where I think she shot her up like so much that's like, why aren't you dying? Basically, because she said I put in enough. Sorry guys, my laptop is like, she's like, I'm pretty sure I put in enough to kill my whole marching band. Why are you still alive? And she's like, oh, I know, just we'll do it. I don't know exactly what she was about to do. Oh, she pulls out a bag. Sorry, once again. Hold on 1 second. I gotta make sure my laptop doesn't die on you guys. Oh. So she says, so she pulls out a bag, and you know already she's about to suffocate her. Pulls out a bag and a belt. She puts the bag over top of her head, and then closes the belt up, and she tries to like suffocate herself. But then his son pops in, and he's like, oh no, mom, please don't die. Now he cares about her mom. Now he cares about his mom. Now he cares about her. So he's like, no, mom, please don't die. I love you. Please don't go. So what am I about to say? So then he's trying to revive her. So he cuts himself, and Hypodermic Sally is like, no, please don't do that. Don't do that. So he cuts himself, and he's like basically like letting the blood seep into her mouth, so that way she could like turn into a vampire. And then she was like, wait, what did she say? She said something. Now that's some twisted poetic justice. Because now he just turned his mom to a vampire in order to make her live. After he was just saying, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. And then the episode ends right there. This episode was better. It made a lot more sense than all the other ones did, I must say. All the other episodes were very confusing. This one, it did focus on two plots, which made it a whole lot better to focus on. Other than when it was focused on the hotel and all the other people inside of it, that is confusing. When you're switching between like 5 different stories at the same time, that's confusing. So now that they decided not to do that, on this episode they changed it up. Hold on, I think we're about to show scenes from the next episode. Hold on. 1 second, guys. I'm about to unmute it. Hey, that's Lily Rabe.
You've been invited.
Next Wednesday. The greatest killers of our time. What is this? Some kind of Halloween trick?
What did you do to your son? The world can be such a evil place.
American Horror Story.
Ooh, this one looks even better than this episode. So it looks like Lily Rabe is in it now. I'm happy because I love Lily Rabe. So it looks like Mr. March and all of these people, all these serial killers, I should say, because I saw the killer clown there. Not Twisty or anything, but it was what's his name? John Wayne Gacy. He was the killer clown, John Wayne Gacy. He was at the table, and I was like, oh, let's look at it. So he's like, cheers to the best serial killers of all time. And I think they were going around killing people when not. Maybe a tribute to Halloween. All the serial killers come out to play. I don't know. But then we saw the scene with Chloe Sevigny and Lady Gaga. And they're talking. And I'm like, ooh. She's like, I saw my son. Why the fuck is my son in this hotel? Why did you abduct my son? It looks interesting. I cannot. Now this is interesting. All those other weeks, those were confusing. Now we're starting to get a little. Now starting to get a little more interesting. Now I'm starting to connect the dots and starting to get it a lot more. I still don't fully understand, but now I'm starting to get a lot more. This episode was good. I liked it. Can't wait till next week's episode. This concludes the review. Thank you all for watching this episode. I can't wait till next week's episode. If you're a fan of wrestling, make sure you tune into this channel. I believe on Friday, I will be doing predictions for WWE Night of Champions and then a review for WWE Night of Champions. I mean, not Night of Champions. WWE Hell in a Cell. And then I'll be doing a review for WWE Hell in a Cell on Sunday. Thank you all for watching this video. I love you guys. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.